I'll buy it at $95,000. And then I'll be buying it at $950,000. And when it gets to $950,000, there'll be some whiny person, a talking head on television, saying it looks overbought right now. It looks a little bit heated. We think it's going to trade down to 700,000. And they'll miss it. It'll go to 8 million. And they'll buy it at 8 million. And they will get Bitcoin at the price they deserve.
Despite Bitcoin briefly falling below $65,000 on Tuesday, renowned American entrepreneur and business executive Michael Saylor is still extremely bullish on the leading cryptocurrency. Saylor, a proud Bitcoin maximalist, believes Bitcoin is about to enter a gold rush decade that will see it go from a scorned asset to one on the portfolio of every investor, institution, sovereign fund, and nation-state worldwide. Saylor expects Bitcoin values to soar to levels we can only conceive. Saylor presented 21 rules of Bitcoin at the 2024 Bitcoin Prague conference. These rules govern everything about Bitcoin, including why people criticize, study, and buy it when they realize its immense value. The MicroStrategy founder and executive chairman predicted in a 20,133 Twitter post that Bitcoin would meet the same end as online gambling at the time each Bitcoin was less than $900. After adequate research, Saylor later purchased one coin for $99.500 during his presentation at Bitcoin Prague. Saylor predicts a staggering $8 mil. The business executive predicts that millions will miss Bitcoin at $950,000, waiting for it to drop to $700,000, only to be surprised when it skyrockets to $8 million per coin. Like a Saylor's conviction in the leading cryptocurrency, we bring you clips from his presentation. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and switch on post notifications for more videos like this. Your support helps the YouTube algorithm and the channel thrive. Thanks and enjoy the video.
Understand Bitcoin. Well, the way you know you understand Bitcoin is you realize that you're never fully going to understand Bitcoin. If you think you've understood it, if you've studied it, if you're sure you get it, that means you haven't quite grasped it yet. People that really embrace Bitcoin, understand it, they realize you'll never be done learning about Bitcoin. Never. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin's not just the protocol, it's not just the software, it's not just the way you interact with it or everyone else that uses Bitcoin interacts with it. Bitcoin's it's a virus. It's an economic virus, it's a monetary virus, it's an ideological virus. It's going to ripple through time and space. So to understand Bitcoin, you have to understand how the existing sets of adopters will interact on the layer 2, the layer 3, the layer 4, the layer 5. You have to understand how the layer 3 applications will interact with each other via layer 2 protocols, via layer 1 protocols. You have to be thinking about what will people that haven't even discovered Bitcoin be doing with Bitcoin in 10 years, in 50 years, in 100 years. If you want to understand Bitcoin, you think about what will 10 billion people 100 years from now be doing with Bitcoin through 300 million different institutions across protocols and extensions of Bitcoin that have not yet been conceived and have not yet been invented. So when you consider how the idea will ripple through time, through space, through complexity, through the endless ways that humanity can organize itself, then you grasp the full scope of Bitcoin. How will an artificial intelligent entity created in 10 years, living in cyberspace 50 years from now, integrating with 1 million other AIs, use Bitcoin? Right? This is a profound chain reaction. It's a fire in cyberspace. It's viral through time, through space, through humanity, through all of the various vestiges of humanity. And of course, once you get that idea, you realize that you don't really know everything that's in the minds of 8 billion people or 300 million corporations or 1 billion things that are yet to come. And with that comes humility, and with that comes a thirst to keep studying Bitcoin. You'll never be done learning about Bitcoin. Rule number 4. Bitcoin's powered by chaos. When you take your money and you put it in a bank and you save it in a fiat currency, you're loaning your money to a country. When you take your money and you buy a stock, you're loaning your money to the management team of a company. When you take your money and you buy a building, you're loaning your money to the mayor of a city. When you take your money and you buy a piece of art, you're loaning your money and investing your money in a culture. When you actually buy Bitcoin, you're loaning your money to the lords of entropy. You're loaning your money to the gods of chaos. What's the bet? The bet is that chaos will outperform cities, companies, countries, cultures. It's a profound idea. I place you in Europe before World War II. I give you a lot of money, and I give you a choice. You can buy any piece of land in any country. You can buy any building. You can own any company in Europe. You can own art in Europe. You can invest in the currencies and the bonds of Europe. Imagine I give you a choice of buying any asset in any nation that's about to be a combatant in World War II, or you can own the one bank in Switzerland that's going to hold all the money of all the combatants. And you see, if you own that Swiss bank and everybody puts their money in the bank and the war comes, chaos comes. And the war is a metaphor for chaos and entropy accelerated in 4 years. What you realize is every building is risky. It may be blown up. Every company will probably collapse. Any piece of land may or may not have value. The rents and the rental contracts will probably be torn up. The currencies will all collapse. And in fact, the more chaos, the more destruction and devastation, the more valuable that one bank. In fact, if everybody puts their money in the bank and they all kill each other, the bank keeps the money. And it's a very profound idea. Are you in the business of benefiting from chaos, or are you in the business of attempting to stop it? And the law of thermodynamics says you can't stop entropy, right? The more confused a government is, the more inefficient the mayor is, the more inefficient and competitive a corporation's market environment is, the more chaos and the more change in the culture, the worse all those other investments are, and the better the Bitcoin investment is. Bitcoin is powered by chaos. It's going to continually outperform everything else because the one truth in the universe is that entropy goes in one direction, chaos will continue.
According to Saylor, Bitcoin is the only armor that can and will protect you from the chaos of reckless government borrowing and spending, printing money without checks, and fiat currencies being devalued all the time. But you need a full outfit to be fully protected from all the chaos. Saylor says that getting full Bitcoin safety means doing everything from learning about it and putting a big chunk of your money into it to making sure you have full control of your keys and coins. Not having any Bitcoin in your portfolio at all is not enough. The rest of your money needs to be in assets like bonds, stocks, and fiat currencies that will eventually go down to zero. Saylor also says that Bitcoin will be worth $8 million in the next year. Here are some more clips from the talk.
But that's okay. I'll buy it at $95,000. And then I'll be buying it at $950,000. And when it gets to $950,000, there'll be some whiny person, a talking head on television, saying it looks overbought right now. It looks a little bit heated. We think it's going to trade down to 700,000. And they'll miss it. It'll go to 8 million. And they'll buy it at 8 million. And they will get Bitcoin at the price they deserve. You know, there's the classic phrase in the world, only invest the money you can afford to lose. If I ran a casino with the deck stacked against you, I would put that as a disclaimer in my ads. Come to my casino, but only gamble the money you can afford to lose. If I ran some sort of, investment company scam and I wanted to take your money and buy swampland in Florida, or I wanted to gamble on a bunch of companies I didn't understand, I say, hey, only invest the money you can afford to lose. When you actually say only invest the money you can afford to lose in my crypto token or my casino or in my investment whatever or my idea, you're making a moral equivalence to gambling with the odds against you.
Like Michael Saylor, global macro investor co-founder and CEO Raoul remains untroubled by recent price changes and is still confident that crypto asset prices will rise before the cycle ends in 2025. In a recent Twitter post, the renowned macro analyst predicts higher prices for Solana, his top pick for the 2024 and 2025 crypto bull market, and a time frame for the banana zone. The post reads, if you wanted a cheeky top-up of your SOL position, this would likely be a good entry zone. The banana zone is that point in every cryptocurrency bull market when prices rise significantly due to changing liquidity conditions. Buddy thinks Solana will outperform Bitcoin and Ethereum, that the largest altcoin will outperform the top cryptocurrency by market size. The Real Vision Boss also retweeted a message by Julian Bull, head of macro research at Global Macro Investor, who commented on Bitcoin's recent price swings, saying it's part of every crypto bull market. The essay states that Bitcoin price activity is typical, with a strong pump heading into the hing, a brief but steep drop, a sideways chop, and a last dump to nuke any residual positive enthusiasm. Another sideways boring phase trading, then price increases, basically the dull pre-banana zone patience. Friends, please comment on Michael Saylor's presentation and Raoul's tweets. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.